Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. 113. Saityane shabdena prakrutarthavalehina avyakrutadhyaksha atmayaha puroktasya uchyate yadva viradadhishtanam brahmanadaudiritam atmashabdena tasyatra paramarsho bhavishyati. The Pravesha Shruti is being analyzed. The Pravesha Shruti phrase is Sa eshaha iha pravishtaha anakagrebhyaha. That Paramatma itself has entered here up to the tip of the nails. This is the Pravesha Shruti. But what are the meanings of these words involved therein? One by one he is explaining. What is meant by Saha? Saha is only a pronoun he. So what is meant by that Saha? So this is what it is. Saha is, say, Avyakrita Adhyakshaha. Earlier Shruti portion said, Tadhaiva Avyakritam Asit. That Avyakrita, unmanifest condition, Prakriti, the creative power of Ishvara, that was there. So that was there was told, and that Avyakrita also means Paramatma, Brahma. But when you say the creative power was there which is inert in nature, inert by itself has no existence of its own. So that being the case, there must be a principle which is sentient in nature, a principle which is knowledge principle, and that is what? Atma. So therefore, Avyakrita Adhyakshaha. When Avyakrita is mentioned, automatically the one which makes it know, or that means one who enables that power to operate, that sentient entity, sentient principle should necessarily be there. That is what is said, Adhyakshaha. Adhyakshaha, the one who is a witness in the sense, one who makes it known that Atma is there. So therefore Saha means Atma Tattva, the Chaitanya Tattva, the pure awareness principle, the only knowledge principle that is there in the entire creation. Now this meaning of Saha was arrived in this way as the Adhyaksha of Avyakrita. Other way of arriving at the meaning of Saha also is possible. How is it? In the beginning of this Brahmana, the fourth Brahmana of the first chapter of Brihadaranyaka. I hope you remember now what is Brahmana. Not Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, etc. What is Brahmana? That portion of the Upanishad. Mantra Upanishad and Brahmana Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka is a Brahmana Upanishad. Any chapter, even any particular passage or a mantra is called as Brahmana. Here the chapter is called Brahmana. At the beginning of this chapter, so I hope you remember what was the discussion there, about whom it was. Virat Purusha. So Virat Purusha. But that Virat Purusha Adhishthana, the basis also was pointed out. What is that? Atma Swarupa. So that Atma, which is the very basis of Virat Purusha, so that also can be taken as Atma Saha. So that is what he has said. He is pointing out now means arriving at the Saha as the very Paramatma Tattva, the only knowledge principle, Chaitanya Tattva, pure consciousness principle. So, with the help of the beginning of this chapter as Virat description. Anvaya we had seen last time. Yadva Brahmanau Virat Brahmanau Brahmanadau Yadva Brahmanadau Udiritam becomes Brahmanada Udiritam. Yadva Brahmanadau Viradadhishthanam Udiritam Tasya Atra Atmashabdena Paramarshaha Bhavishyati. Tasya Atra Atmashabdena Paramarshaha Bhavishyati. Yadva or. So, or in the sense we can arrive at meaning of this word Saha. Now you have to remember this phrase now. Saha Eshaha Iha Pravishtaha Anakagrebhya. So that one entered this up to the tip of the nails. So that what is the Saha that? So other meaning, other way of arriving at that meaning is Yadva or Brahmanadau. Brahmanasya Adau. At the beginning of this Brahmana, this particular chapter. What was told there? Viradadhishthanam Udiritam. Udiritam, that was told. What was told? Viradadhishthanam, Adhisthana, the basis of the Virat Purusha. So Hiranyagarbha at the subtle body level, macrocosmic gross body level is the Virat Purusha, but the embodiment is inert by itself. There must be Chaitanya. So just as see, we have got the embodiment, but our embodiment will operate provided what is available, the sentiency is available. Otherwise, no. So that's why a dead person cannot interact with the world. So that availability is possible through subtle body, but subtle body is only a channel, but actually it is because of Chaitanya Tattva, the very knowledge principle, pure awareness principle. So Virat also should have that Adhisthana, Virat Adhishthanam Udiritam. So whatever the basis of Virat Purusha as the Chaitanya Rupa Atma that was told in the very beginning of this Brahmana, that one, Tasya Atra Atma Shabdena Paramarshaha Bhavishati. The same thing is being referred to here by the pronoun Saha. That Atma, Paramatma, who is the basis of Virat Purusha, itself is referred to here as Atma Shabda. Fine. Now it continues. Tat Shabdena Paramrushtaha Sakshau Vyakrita Bhasakaha Etat Shabdena Karyasthaha Pratyaksha Upadishyate. See, Saha Eshaha Iha Pravishta. That, this one entered this. Now that is okay. What is that? That Saha Paramatma Avyakrita Adhyaksha. Why you are saying this one here? So what is the meaning of this now? So that is what is being now shown. Anvaya Tat Shabdena Avyakrita Bhasakaha Sakshi Paramrushtaha. Avyakrita Bhasakaha Sakshi Paramrushtaha. Etat Shabdena Karyasthaha Pratyakshaha Upadishyate. Etat Shabdena Karyasthaha Pratyakshaha Upadishyate. Tat Shabdena, by word Tat. What is that Tat? We have not come across any word Tat here, is it not? Any word? What is the phrase we are discussing? Saha Eshaha Iha Pravishtaha Anakagriva. Where is Tat here? Huh? That Saha itself is Tat. Tat pronoun, when declined in masculine, nominative, singular becomes Saha. Tad, it's a Saha Taute, like the Tam Tautan. And suppose that Tat is, if it declined in the feminine, Sate Taha, or if it is neuter, Tatte Tani, like that, Saha refers to the substantive of Tat only, masculine, nominative, singular. That for Tat refers to Saha only. So tat shabdena avyakruta bhasaka. Little grammar also should be known. Otherwise, kidhar se aa gaya ye tat idhar, you may say. Somebody asked me, ये डिक्शनरी में तस्मात देता ही नहीं है. Sanskrit dictionary never gives tasmat. I said, how it will give tasmat? Because tad is given that. Tad is about 2-3 pages it goes. But tasmat kidhar bhi nahi. So it declined form, conjugated form, the dictionary will not give. It expects it to know little Sanskrit. Fine. Now, tat shabdena avyakruta bhasakaha sakshi paramrishtaha. So what is that is discussed there or referred to the sakshi, who is that avyakruta bhasaka. Same meaning we have seen so far, atma. So avyakruta bhasaka, the one who is the emanator, means one who makes know the avyakruta inner thing. It's sakshi, sakshat, ikshate iti, without the help of anything, one who makes you know directly, that is sakshi. So sakshi paramrishta referred to. Then what is that eshaha here? Etat shabdena. Now, saha eshaha. By the word etat, what is that etat? Again, eshaha. Etat, when declined in masculine, nominative singular becomes eshaha. So therefore, etat refers to eshaha word in that particular Shruti phrase. So etat shabdena, what is meant by that? What is referred to? Karyasthaha pratyakshaha upadishyate. Karyastha means one who abides in the karya, the effect. The karya, the effect is our own embodiment. Deha mana buddhi, this embodiment of ours, upadhi. So therefore, karyastha means actually in the antakarana or buddhi, one who abides. It should be taken this way. Karya bhuta buddhisthaha. Karya is effect. The one who abides in the effect. Effect of what? The 5 elements or avyakruta. Avyakruta manifesting as 5 elements getting manifested as the antakarana. In that antakarana referred to as buddhi. So therefore, karyastha means karya bhuta buddhisthaha. Who is there in the buddhi now? Jiva. Chidabhasa, the reflected chaitanya, reflected pure awareness, pure consciousness. That jiva who abides in the antakarana. So otherwise, see, the sentiency to our body is through the channel of the reflected chaitanya available in the antakarana. That is why at the time of death, what happens? Suksharira leaves means antakarana goes. What happens? No chidabhasa available. Don't say Atma goes. Atma is everywhere, sarvavyapi. But like the switch being put on and put off, that switch is operated at what level? At the presence or the absence of the antakarana or the suksharira in this gross body. So that's why when that reflected chaitanya, reflected pure abhardya, sadhura chidabhasa is available, through the ahankara, etc., that sentiency permeates the entire gross body, and the gross body is available as the sentient sachetana. When that suksharira leaves, no sentiency available, we say the person is dead. So now here, etat shabdena karyasthaha, the one who is abiding in this, buddhi, the antakarana, that is referred to pratyakshaha upadishyate. Pratyaksha means pratyakshataya, directly. See, this and that shows this, that pronoun shows the remoteness, this pronoun shows the proximity, this. So because jiva, me as the individual is well known to us. So therefore, as an individual jiva, me pratyakshataya, directly upadishyate is pointed out. So this way, saha eshaha, saha refers to who? Sakshi, Atma, Paramatma. Eshaha refers to Jiva. Now, what he said is, that Paramatma who is this Jiva entered the body. Do you agree? Any incongruity in the statement? that Paramatma, who is the basis of Virat and the Sakshi Avyakrita, one who, this Jiva, where is available in the Antakarana, and Jiva means Samsari or Samsari? Samsari is the one, is what? The one who entered. Any problem? A doubt is possible. Why? That basis of entire Jagat, including the Virat, is the Advayaha, is the non-dual, all-pervasive Chaitanya Tattva. Whereas this Jiva, individual abiding in this body, Advaya or Sadvaya, limited or limitless? Limited. He has got the duality. No two individuals are the one and the same. No two Antakaranas, no two Buddhis, no two mind are one and the same. And therefore, the one who is abiding in each and every embodiment, how do you say one who differs from the other, one who is limited in nature, how both can be one and the same? Limitless Atma, Paramatma and limited Jiva, both cannot be one and the same, but you have referred to here as what? Saha Eshaha. What is this called? That this. Technically or grammar wise, what it is called? We have seen this. Samanadhikaranya. So both are being put in the same locus. So that this means they should be necessarily identical in nature. How do you do that? For that he says, please don't doubt like this, because it is possible. There is a reason for that. The first, the doubt is, of course, he's not posing the doubt, but he says, please don't entertain such doubt. You are supposed to know the answer by yourself, but in the subsequent stanzas, he clarifies. Advitiyam adhishtanam karyasthas sadvayastayo sa esha ityabhedoktihi dushkareti na chodyatam. Advitiyam adhishtanam, put a comma there. Karyasthaha sadvayaha, another comma, 2 sentences. Then continued, tayoho saha eshaha. Saha esha, put in inverted comma. This phrase saha esha in inverted comma. Saha eshaha iti abhedoktihi dushkara iti na chodyatam. Dushkara iti na chodyatam. Iti na chodyatam. May you not entertain a doubt like this. So what is that doubt? Advitiyam adhishtanam. Whatever that was referred to by Saha is what? The very basis of Virat and the entire creation, which is non-dual, Advitiya in nature. Saha. That is what is meant in the Upanishad. Also, Karyasthaha Sadvayaha. Karyasthahu Jiva, who is referred to as Eshaha. His nature is what? Sadvayaha. He is dual in nature, limited in nature. When this is the fact, the question can be like this. Tayoho, of these both, the Advaya Adhisthana referred to by Saha, the Sadvaya Jiva described by Eshaha, of these two, Saha Eshaha iti. The same that what is Saha is Esha in this way. Abhedoktihi, statement of identity. Abheda, no distinction between the two, both are one and the same. Ukti, a statement of identity between these two. The doubt can be like this. Dushkara. Dushkara means hard to accomplish, impossible. Why? So you can't say that light, this darkness. That light, this darkness, how light and darkness cannot be one and the same. Non-dual and dual cannot be one and the same. Limitless and limited cannot be one and the same. So therefore it says, so iti abhedoktihi, such a statement of identity between these two, dushkara, hard to be accomplished or impossible. Iti, so na chodyatam. Please don't have a doubt like this. Acha, this is a nice thing. So you don't have a doubt. Means you can't, and therefore please don't, let us go ahead. Is it that way? No. So you are supposed to use your brain in the background of what has been taught so far. See? In reality, this Jiva also is Advaya. He is also Advaya, non-dual. Then, how do you experience him to be Sadvaya Samsari Jiva? That is your problem. What can I do? You say that you are Samsari Jiva, Ashruti. You say, oh Brahman, Shruti. So nothing less of Brahma. So Samsari, Advaya, Jagadadhisthana. And you are screaming, no, 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 no. I am a puny creature. How to say me, etc. So what can be done? So then if you have got little Shraddha, is it so? So I am also Advaya? Yes. Then what will happen? Then how do I experience myself as a limited creature? You don't know your Swarupa. So you don't know. That means I don't know what my Swarupa is. Means what does it mean? I am ignorant of my Swarupa. So therefore, though my Jiva Swarupa is Advaya, due to ignorance it is experienced as what? Sadvaya. The cause is ignorance. A son of a multi-billionaire, olden days, not nowadays, okay, olden days, was living like a beggar. Living like a beggar. Big, huge mansion was there. It was dilapidated, no money to even repair the house, collapsed, but on the same foundation, little thatched, something like hut type he has made, and begging and eating. Do you know? Just beneath him is all the wealth buried by the father. Because this fellow was young, and so if it is given to him, he will spoil himself. So he had told some friend, and unfortunately that friend also died, and the message could not come to who? The son. So that is what. So multi-billionaire, but actually what is he? A pauper. So now Upadesha has to be given. So you are right beneath you is what? All the wealth, you are the master of all that. Like that. So Samsari Jiva in reality is what? Nothing but Advaya Brahma. So due to Ajnana, this is possible. Due to ignorance of one's Swarupa, this is possible, and from that standpoint, na chodyatam. Fine. But the question is, maybe, as you say, due to ignorance, Jiva, that means experiences oneself as Sadvaya. But it is hard to believe. How can ignorance make a Advaya thing as Sadvaya? Is it ever possible? Ignorance cannot make the non-dual into dual in reality, but for practical purpose it appears to be so. Look, the sun is so bright and stationary. The reflected, that means sun in the water, dirty water, murky water is dull and shaking. Is it ever possible for the sun to be dull and shaking? Appears. A person who doesn't know that it is a reflection and not the original sun can mistake this way. Like that, here also it is possible. So from that standpoint, so if the question is, maybe due to avidya, ignorance, the Paramatma Sarupa appears as Jiva, but still it is a very hard to believe that there is a aikya between them. They must be one distinct from each other. For that answer is given. So the doubt is, the non-dual can never become dual. It is true. It is true. But ignorance has got such a capacity, it can make you believe that is impossible. Not in reality, but actually it can make you believe the impossible thing to be real as though it has happened. So therefore, for ignorance, there is nothing impossible. If a If a multi-billionaire can become a pauper only because of ignorance, there is nothing impossible for this ignorance to accomplish. That is what is being explained now. Ajñāta vastu tattvasya dushkaram nasti kinchana nīlīkritam nabhah pashyet chakshusha nīlavastраvat ajñāta vastu tattvasya kinchana dushkaram nasti kinchana dushkaram nasti chakshusha nīlavastраvat nīlīkritam nabhah pashyet chakshusha nīlavastраvat nīlīkritam nabhah pashyet ajñāta vastu tattvasya. See here, ajñāta vastu tattvaha is the name of the person. It is a bahurihi samasa. Who is that ajñāta vastu tattva? Vastu tattva is atma tattva. Vastu tattva is atma tattva. So ajñāta vastu tattva means the person who has no knowledge of atma tattva. That's all. That is what the person who has no knowledge of atma tattva means ajñāni. That is, for an ignorant person who knows not one's own true nature, kinchana dushkaram nasti. Anything that is dushkaram, impossible, is not there. Means, for an ignorant person, there is nothing that is impossible. Means, for ignorance, there is nothing that is impossible. For which an example is given. Just chakshusha nīlavastраvat nīlīkritam nabhah pashyet. A child or an ignorant person, what does he do? Chakshusha, by one's own eyes, nīlavastраvat. Look at the sky. What is it? Like a blue canopy, like a blue cloth. Is there a blue cloth? Bhagwan has not started a textile mill there, to keep all the time the canopy with the blue cloth. So therefore I say, chakshusha nīlavastраvat, like a blue cloth, nīlīkritam nabhah pashyet. One sees the sky to be blue. Actually there is no blue. So a child may think there is a blue cloth, but it is not the fact. How it is? Because of ignorance. It is because of ignorance. So pashyet has to be taken as pashyati. One sees. So pashyet is essential, should see. In the sense, one sees. This is what generally found. Ignorant person mistake the sky itself to be blue. You also may see the blue sky, but you know that it is optical illusion. There is nothing called as the blue sky. It's only illusion only. So, but ignorant person takes literally to be a blue thing, a blue cloth. Now, further down. Sir, this is not a correct example. What did you say? By eyes, sees the blue sky. Sky means what? Space. Sir, is it ever possible for anyone to see the space by the eyes? Can anyone see the space by the eye? Something improper thing you are talking, incongruous thing you are talking. How is it possible? That's not a good, correct example. Right? It is incongruous. But as far as ignorance is concerned, proper or improper is not there at all. Proper and improper, these things are there. Do you know where it is? Where there is pramana jnana sadhana. Where there is valid means of knowledge, jnana sadhana, pramana is there. Proper, improper, fit, not fit, right, correct. All these are possible. In the realm of ignorance, these things don't hold at all. So therefore say, so if one says that eyes seeing the space or the sky is something which is ayogya, that is fine. But in the realm of ignorance, yogya, ayogya, proper, improper, these don't hold good at all. Only where pramana is there, yogya, ayoga is possible. Yogya, yogya, vyavastheyam. Manav, manav, vyavahritau bhave. Kalpana matra nishpattehe. Napeksha jnana bhumishu. Mana vyavahritau. Iyam, if you want sandhi breaking, yogya yogya vyavastha. Yogya yogya vyavastha apeksha na asti. No expectation, whether it is correct or wrong, proper or improper, cannot be considered in the matters of Bhranti, Brahma. Where pramana is there, yes, we admit. So therefore, so how that this space is perceived as blue, or how the Sadvaya, Advaya, Atma appears as Sadvaya Jiva, this can't be questioned because it is verily experience. All that you can do is what? Inquire and get rid of this wrong notion that you are Jiva, discover Advaya, Atma, Brahma, get freed from samsara. That you can do. But how this has happened, it is not possible to decide. That means, Saha Eshaha Iha Pravishtaha. Here now, the Saha is described, Esha described, and how both can be one and the same was discussed. Now, Iha Pravishtaha. Here enter. Here means where? At car or what? So where did he enter? So in this embodiment, our own embodiment, look here. Saha. Saha means who? Paramatma. Iha. Where? In this embodiment, which includes your embodiment also. Don't say. In these, all embodiments except mine embodiment you can't say. You are also one of the entire embodiment that are in the creation. Your embodiment also. Now remember, entered. Paramatma has entered. So therefore, the one who is samsari, jiva, always complaining and frightened about the jagat is who? Paramatma enacting as a dukhi jiva. In reality who? Paramatma. So सुनने वाला कौन है? प्रवचन में सुनने पर भी तो the moment you get up, इधर से गया, इधर से चले गया. Or no, like that, no? You spread an asan and when you get up, you dust it. You dust it. Along the dusting, whatever that is on, that also goes. You know that? There was a grocer, a merchant. Every day he used to attend the satsang, katha, etc. Or going temple, no, it used to go on. So there is routine as such, part and parcel of his life, and he was doing for ages, so decades after decades of day. One day what happened was, that is, he took his son also there. He took his son also. The son listened everything. Next day, because of some urgent work, he has to go away. After shop, he can't keep closed. So all groceries are there. And he has to have to survive on that. He was not a very young this thing. He was capable. So he told the son, dear, look here, I have to go somewhere. Today you manage the shop. By evening I will come. Okay. So the son was looking after. So evening, and that happened that just before the father was coming, one cow entered the shop. And there, the gunny bag full of wheat was there. The cow was eating the wheat. And it has eaten a quite substantial portion of that by the time the father came. And he got so wild. What are you doing? And this fellow is sitting there only. He is not driving away the cow. He is sitting there. And he got wild and scolded him. What are you doing? See, father, after all, it is a cow, therefore I didn't drive. So what? Look, did you not hear yesterday what was told? So cow is a holy animal, it should be what? It should be adored, etc. He said, look, whatever you listen there, just as you dust your seat, no, you should leave then and there. If I had not done, you will not survive. I will not be able to maintain the family. If I were to imbibe all those things and put in practice, we will not be able to survive at all. So like that, वो क्या है? पुराणातील वांगी, पुराणात बदनेकाई, Gujarati also is that. So like that, it is to be there only, should not be in practice. So like that, so everything is Brahma, everything is Bhagavad Swarupa. That is there in the Shastras. But remember, even the person like figure like Krishna also says that. What for? What business he has got to tell you, unless it is the truth and you have to discover. So therefore that's why Shraddha must be, even though I have not directly verified or I am not in a position to verify directly, it can't go wrong. Because Krishna can't go wrong. Vyasa can't go wrong. Vyasa, a person who has not uttered a single lie in his whole lifetime, even out of humor or sports or a joke. Because out of humor, joke or sport, if a lie is told, Chitragupta doesn't punch the card, their papa is not accounted there. Even from that standpoint, who has not spoken a lie, if he says, so we should have Shraddha and proceed further. Anyway, so therefore say, so what is that Iha? That Iha is nothing but all our embodiments of each and every living being, including amoeba or microbe. However infinitesimally small the living being may be, and the biggest of the big, beginning from Hiranyagarbha onwards up to any insignificant creature, in all those embodiments of the living being, here that is entered. Ihetyanena sutradi sthanu paryanta vigraha uchchante teshu jivoyam vispashtamupalabhyate. Iha, put Iha in inverted comma, just to remind you, it is from the Upanishadic phrase. Iha iti anena sutradi sthanu paryanta vigrahaha uchchante teshu ayam jivaha. Teshu ayam jivaha vispashtam upalabhyate. Iha. Iha means this. Again it is a pronoun. What does it refer to? This embodiment. What embodiment it is? Iti anena. Anena means anena padena. By this word in that statement, sa esha iha pravishtaha anakagrebhya, that iha word, what is pointed out? Sutradi sthanu paryanta vigraha. Vigraha, vigraha means literally idols. Idols refers to embodiments here. All the embodiment, the upadhis, the bodies, from what are those? A to Z. Sutradi, from sutra. Who is sutra? Hiranyagarbha. From topmost, the Prathamajaha, the first one in the creation. So Hiranyagarbha onwards, sutradi, up towards sthanu paryanta vigraha. Sthanu paryanta is sthanu, can say sthanu means a post. Post in the sense trees. Trees also are because immobile. So mobile, chara, you know the words, chara, chara. Chara for all living beings who are able to move. Achara, like trees, they also are the living beings. Achara, sthanu, up to the trees, means it's a way of saying, and all those all the members of the 84 lakhs of species that are available, including all of them, not simply species, all members of the species in terms of different numbers that are there. So, that being the case, so he says, so that is sthanu paryanta vigraha, means all embodiment that are available in the entire cosmos, not simply earth, uchante, they are being described. And what happens? Teshu, in all those embodiments, ayam jivaha vispashtam upalabhyate. This jiva, so one who is now sachetana, one who is making use of the specific embodiment wielded by the person interacting with the word. So that jivaha vispashtam upalabhyate. There is no, that is something which is not clear, very clearly he is available. So that means Iha refers to all our body, A to Z bodies in the entire creation. Now what is that? Atra pravishtaha. Saha eshaha iha that is pravishtaha. That patra. What is that? Pravishtaha. Entered. Let us see. The meaning of pravishta, entered. Pravishta iti shabdena chidabhasa tamonvita jivatvenopaladhirya chitasaishabhidhiyate. Remember, earlier is already clarified. What is the purpose of giving these pravesh shrutis for what? Atma Jnana, to show that Jiva is not different from Brahma. Stanza 111. Sarva Shastrarambha eva yadarthaha. For what purpose all Shastras begin? And we had seen what is the yadarthaha. I had given the stanza from Vartika. Atma Jnanaavatararthaha. To make you discover your knowledge of your Atma Swarupa. So that should be kept in the mind from that. Why? This Jiva has no existence apart from Paramatma, but appears to be otherwise because of erroneous identification born of ignorance. In reality, is nothing but Paramatma Swarupa. So therefore, now, from what I am now, I have to discover what my true nature is. Anvaya. Chidabhasa tamonvita chitaha ya jivatvena ad sharireshu upalabdhi. Jivatvena sharireshu upalabdhi. Chidabhasa tamonvita chitaha ya, or chitaha ya, you can also take that way. Chitaha ya chidabhasa tamonvita jivatvena sharireshu, to be added upalabdhi. Sa esha saisha. Sa esha saisha pravishtaha iti shabdena abhidhiyate. Pravishtaha iti shabdena abhidhiyate. Now it should be clear. We take pravishtaha as entry, the one who has entered. What is that entry? This is what is called entry. Chidabhasa tamonvita chitaha ya jivatvena sharireshu upalabdhi. Take that upalabdhi, because of upalabdhi, that a feminine gender is coming there. Because upalabdhi is feminine. Upalabdhi is availability. Availability. Whose availability? Chitaha upalabdhi. Availability of Chaitanya. What is the Paramatma? Saha was told. Paramatma, the Avyakrita Adhyakshaha Virat Adhisthana. That is what Chitaha Chaitanyasya, the pure awareness principle. Chitaha ya upalabdhi. Where Sharireshu, in all the embodiment, how Chidabhasa tamonvita jivatvena upalabdhi. As jiva, how is it possible? Chidabhasa tamonvita. The chidabhasa is chit pratibimba. Anvita means yukta. But tamaha is there. Tama stands for ajnana. So therefore, chidabhasa tamonvita has to be taken this way. Chit pratibimba yukta ajnananvita. Tamonvita ajnananvita. Endowed with ajnana. But what type of ajnana it is? Chit pratibimba yukta. Endowed with ajnana, which has got chit pratibimba. Chit pratibimba is chidabhasa or chaitanyabhasa. So that way, so this, that is the availability of Chaitanya, how that is with the Chidabhasa endowed with the ignorance, where in all the shariras, how as what? Jivatvena upalabdhi. In the sense, without Chidabhasa, Jiva is not possible. It, by the by, that is what upalabdhi sa esha. That availability of Chidabhasa endowed with ignorance, available as Jiva in all the embodiment, that upalabdhi, that availability, esha pravishtaha iti shabdena, by the word entered, abhidhiyati, is described. So finally, what is that praveshana? Atma, Paramatma, because of Chidabhasa being available here as Jiva. And the moment you say Jiva, what all come in picture? Ajnana comes in picture, then Upadhi, wherein Antakarna is there, comes in picture, plus Chidabhasa, reflected Chaitanya, comes in picture. So therefore Jiva we can get now. Of course, gross body also is there, because without gross body, the Antakarna is not going to be there. So from that standpoint, so Jiva is, as we have seen in the Panchadashi, Sthula Sukshma Sharira Samanvita Chidabhasa Jiva. So from this stanza we can get, who is Jiva? The one who is the Chidabhasa only. But what type of Chidabhasa? Endowed with Sthula Sharira. Sukshma Sharira. Sthula Sukshma Sharira Samanvita, endowed with that? Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa, reflected Chaitanya, endowed with gross body, subtle body, and within these two bodies means Ajnana is automatically there. Ajnana also is there. So that is what is the Jiva. So Paramatma available as Jiva in this body is what is called as Pravesha, entry. If Paramatma were not there, Chidabhasa will not be available. Chidabhasa is not there, Jiva is not there. So this way, now tell me. Now you take yourself. You may not know word Jiva. Are you an individual or not? Anybody has got down? As an individual, are you Sachetana or Achetana? Sure? Sachetana. You are sentient, is it not? That sentiency, from where it has come? You can't say because of body itself. A dead person, the same body is there. But no Sachetanatva. Means it has come from some Chaitanya principle must be there. That Chaitanya principle, the only one Chaitanya principle and entire creation which is all pervasive, Atma, Paramatma, Shruti says, same thing is available. Just one and the same bright and brilliant sun available in the 1,000 buckets filled with the water, appearing as what? How many? 1,000, having different features because different types of water is there, some is shaking, etc., some is standstill, etc. available, but sun is only one and the same. But no two reflection appear to be one and the same. So also, Paramatma is one, Jiva appear to be many. Then what is to be done? You decide. You want to keep this game or nonsense continued? Godspeed unto you. Okay, continue. Otherwise, you have to discover what your Swarupa is. Better don't delay now. So don't Generally, even if we take to some Vedanta, etc., most of the time it is taken as what? As a passing the time, or some good things, etc. Some satsang must be there. The mind should be kept in little brilliant condition, etc. There are no, hardly few are really interested in what the final goal is. And the way it is presented also is that way also. So that is what is happening better. That is what, that urge must be there, the earnestness must be there, that means the urgency must be discovered. So it is not that Purana tel vangi. So it is something about us, and Shruti, Gita, Upanishad, etc. They just every opportunity they seize to bring to our notice, but we are totally impervious. Even having taken to Vedanta also, Pashyanna pichana. No Pashyati, that much only. I'm not proceeding. I will stop there only. Pashyanna pichana pashyati. Seeing itself is what? Cat psychology. You know the cat psychology? This cat psychology. This is human psychology, the cat psychology. That cat, while drinking the milk, closes the eyes. You know, that is what they say. Have you seen that? I don't know. Something it closes the eyes and milk, drinks the milk, thinking that they say, of course. Need not do research on that, but that's a concept that the cat thinks that the lady in the house doesn't look at me by closing the eye like that. Knowing also, we try to somehow neglect and forget about it. Not that we remember and take seriously, sooner the better. Fine. So that means that same Paramatma available here as who? Chidabhasa, and without Chidabhasa, Jiva is not available. So that is what? Me appearing as Jiva is nothing but same Paramatma. That is what is the entry. So you, the individual Jiva, is there or not? Paramatma has entered there. Without his entry, it is not possible. And your true nature is who? Paramatma only. However miserable creature the person may be, or however great person may be, the Paramatma is one and the same. Only what differs is the upadhi. So whether it is a pot containing Ganges water or a spittoon pot, space, though appears to be one holy, other dirty, space is one and the same. The holiness and the dirtiness belongs to the pot and not to the space. So that means that pravesha as a jivatva, that is available as jiva, further explained. Chidabhasa praveshastu pratyang mohe svato bhave tatkaryeshvanuvritta saha upadhischit praveshane pratyang mohe chidabhasa praveshaha tu swataha ad eva bhave. Pratyang mohe chidabhasa praveshaha tu swataha ad eva bhave. Tat karyeshu anuvrittaha saha. Tat karyeshu anuvrittaha saha. Chit praveshane upadhihi ad bhavati. Chit praveshane upadhi bhavati. Om swasti prajabhya paripalyantam nyayena margena mahim manisha gobrahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshati
देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ